There have been so many laws in the United States that actually regulate Black women's hair and appearance. So even like the Tignon laws in Louisiana, where it was actually illegal for Black women to show their hair in public. Some say because the hair was seen as so ugly and unattractive that it needed to be covered up.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Seen Beyond and Through with Monty. Right before you is actress, comedian, sometimes activist, Monique. Now, as you all know, Miss Monique has been making news here lately. And she has been making news because of the Bonnet Chronicles. See, this Monique is bothered by Black women wearing bonnets in airports. But it's not only bonnets. It's also slippers. It's also robes. So basically her stance is that these Black women who wear this attire should have pride in themselves, should be concerned with being presentable, should be concerned with representation, should basically be concerned with their looks. Now, the video at the very top, before my introduction, it talked about how Black women's hair was policed. And to this very day, when it comes to jobs, when it comes to interviews, Black women's hair is still policed. There has been legislation stating that Black women cannot wear braids in certain places. There's been legislation stating that Black women who do hair at home should be taxed or should be reporting their income. So, with Monique on this particular issue, I love her. Incredible actress, incredible comedian. I love how she took a stance against three powerful people in Hollywood: Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, and Lee Daniels. She's one to challenge the status quo and not back down. I stand with her, and I admire her for that. However, for this particular issue, I do not. And here's the reason why. Many of you may be too young to remember that in 2004, Bill Cosby, Father Huxtable, went around the state doing a tour in which was called the Pound Cake Speech. In this particular speech, he was critiquing rather harshly the Black community. Bill Cosby was talking about saggy pants, improper speech, lack of education, not taking advantage of civil rights opportunities that was given to Blacks and fought for Blacks. Let me just read a little of this here. It can give you a more clear understanding. Bill Cosby went off on another tirade against the Black community Thursday, telling a room full of activists that too many Black men are beating their wives while their children run around not knowing how to read or write. Cosby made headlines in May when he upbraided some poor Blacks for their grammar and accused them of squandering opportunities the civil rights movement gave them. He shot back Thursday, saying his detractors were trying in vain to hide the black community's dirty laundry. So let me tell you where I'm taking this. And this is a connection to Monique today that I believe that she is unaware of. I do not believe that her intent is evil, but I do believe there's shame behind that, as with Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby was ashamed of a certain segment of the black community. Monique is ashamed of a certain segment of the black community. Whereas Bill Cosby was primarily ashamed of black men, Monique is ashamed of black women. Call it what it is. And what she does a great deal, I have noticed, is that she will cloak it in love. It's the same thing when people go, love is love. I'm doing it out of love. And she'll say enduring things like babies, kitties, to try to soften the blow, so to speak, or try to not get people to critique her or judge her. So what she's trying to do is make a claim that it's all in the name of love, when a lot of this has to do with shame. She's ashamed of it because in some way she believes it makes her look bad. She believes that it is a reflection upon her. She believes that black women with bonnets, with slippers, with robes in an airport is making her look bad. If this was truly about love, and only about love, then she would allow people to be themselves and to have their freedom. She would say something to the effect of what she should be pushing and promoting is to not judge people by their outer attire, that we should be judging them by what's within. But she is not doing that. So therefore, it leads me to believe that it is nothing but a shame. That she's ashamed of the way that these black women are showing up at airports. This is just kind of cute here. How Monique wants y'all to see y'all dressed at the airport catching your 6 a.m. flight to Punta Cana. Yeah, something like this, it seems like. This is over in exaggeration, but you get the drift right there. This probably would make her so proud. See, that's the problem right there. A bonnet is not making you proud. A bonnet is causing you to look at shame among other black women, or look at that as being something to be ashamed of. And let me just say this much. So this is what Monique wants black women to show up at the airport looking like. This. Here's a problem with this. When you start to gauge yourself as a moral authority and you don't realize it, you would end up in a situation like Common found himself in. Doors will be opened up to your life. So you're using words like representation, presentability, pride in oneself, pride in one's appearance. Overall, just shine from outside, pretty much. Have a clean slate is what you're saying outwardly. But here's the thing. Monique and Sidney Hicks' relationship. One of the aspects to their relationship that has made more headlines is the fact that they have an open marriage. In 2016, the couple went to the preachers to share more details on their unusual romance, and Monique made sure to clarify that it was her idea.
Well, Well, here's what makes it beautiful, John. Okay, shake your head one more time. Here.
Whose idea was it? Was it your idea?
It was my idea. Because 10 years ago, 11 years ago, I'm an entertainer. And this is my best friend ever. And what I did not want to do was be dishonest with my best friend. There may be times I may want to be with other men. And my best friend said to me, Mama, I've loved you since the 10th grade. Do you think you being with another man is going to have anything to do with me loving you? And then he said, well, you know, if you can be with other men, I can be with other women. I said, well, that's not what I meant now. That's not what I meant. But it was my idea because I wanted to be open and honest with the person that I was going to spend the rest of my life with.
I think that's amazing.
So, you heard that. It was her idea to have an open marriage, that she wanted to see other men occasionally. But yet you find this to be something to look down upon, which is why you spoke about it. You're triggered by it. It bothers you. But you don't see anything wrong with busting it wide open for other men. Even though your husband didn't really want to do that, but you did. I mean, discipline, control, and restraint is something that you don't have. And I'm thinking Monique is like almost 50. So here's the thing. This gentleman right here with a do-rag. Okay, airport, store, whatever, bus stop, is no reflection upon me. And I don't look down upon him for wearing a do-rag. It doesn't make me feel any type of a way. I mean, if other people want to connect us, that's on them. He's free to wear this in the airport or wherever he wants to wear it. I don't look upon trying to change him or speak against it. I don't speak for it or against it. I just let him be him. If this is what he wants to wear in public. It just doesn't faze or bother me because I'm centered. I don't have time to worry about what he is doing. So therefore, we have someone in an open relationship who is worried about this, who is talking about respect, presentation, representation, pride in oneself. But, you know, sex with strange people or one-night stands can be very dangerous on a mental level and on a spiritual level. People have energies that you absorb. They have spirits that you can take on. It can be very dangerous. It can take years to get certain energies out of you. But you're doing that just to bust a nut? Because you need to feel something other than your husband who wants to be faithful to you? And yet, as I stated once before, you look down upon this, which is why you spoke about it, which made you triggered and feel some type of a way. But yet, you think that it's of the utmost respect somehow, it's just honesty that all that matters though. But yet someone touching and entering your body, which should be your temple and your gift to your husband, that's okay. No, I see something a bit wrong with that. And once again, she's auntie. It's all in love. You're my babies. As I stated before, that is to kind of softened it and to lead you into a different direction. Because if it was truly in love, if it's truly in love, then she would allow you to be who you are. She would allow you your freedom. She would allow you your choice. If it was truly love, then there would be no need to try to change you. If it was truly love, I feel, then she would be telling people, judge, as she says, babies, judge these babies on the inside. It's their character that counts, not what they're putting on or wearing. Particularly what they're putting on or wearing if it's not dirty. If it's not dirty, it's not smelly, then it shouldn't be a problem. Black women do not have wash and wear hair. She should know as a black woman that there's certain conditioners, oils that black women put on. And I'm sure if it's 12 o'clock, 3, 4 in the morning, if it could be a long flight where they need to maybe take a nap on the plane or rest their head, they cannot just rest their head, sometimes without covering it up. Because the reason why, it can break. So therefore, with her bypassing all of that to get into something that is really none of her business, these are grown consenting adults. If you really feel that strongly, then start your own airline. She mentioned that she may have to walk up to some people, tap them on the shoulder, and tell them. Tell them what? I mean, isn't Monique around 50? You do the wrong person like that, you better be prepared to fight. Because not everyone is going to be so swayed and fooled by your mirage of claiming that it's just love. So, with this particular issue, I disagree with Monique. As much as I love her talent, I love watching her act, I love watching her as a comedian on stage. I do not love her activism on this particular topic. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is another edition of Seeing Beyond and Through with Monty, and I will see you beyond and through.